Hey everybody! Hey. It's me, RowlesTheGamer. I am back finally. And we're doing the damn video. And it's Sonic Adventure and it's episode 15. I had to check to see which episode it was because it's been so fucking long since I've done one of these. This is Gamma's part, of course. Yeah, I actually have to apologize for the lack of production there. Because, it's my last semester here at the university, and fuck, I think as of now, this is just off the top of my head, but I think roughly 23 pages worth of writing is assigned to me to do. And this is only in 3 classes. I ended up dropping the 4th one because it was a philosophy class, and it didn't or rather, it wasn't required by my major, so fuck that noise. And I don't know, I've just taken this as carte blanche to be lazy and not make a video. But I just watched one of Lennon Free's videos. I'll put the link into the comments or descriptions or whatever here. Maybe even in the video. Who knows? I might be feeling generous. Anyway, I watched that and I was motivated to record commentary for this one. And this is really good. It was the Super Mario 64 How to Play video. I had loaned him that cartridge and did the damn thing. Which brings up a policy I wanted to talk about. I'm happy to loan games out to people under the general guidelines. If you fuck it up, you're not getting loans anymore. And one game loan at a time. That's pretty generous, all things considered. But no, yeah, I kind of was being lazy with it and kind of resting on my laurels a little bit and watching some of the other, not so much this series because I think it's because it's an incomplete series, it didn't really get video growth, but a lot of the other ones are doing decently well. Strangely enough, Magic School Bus I think is the is of a playlist as the most view videos, and that's like only like 6 parts long, or however long it is. I forget how many episodes I divided the content into. But we're kind of like just hanging back and watching things happen and discovering new YouTubers and watching that kind of stuff. But I figured it's time to at least put this together because I have a few hours here before class. It is 9:18 at the moment I'm saying this sentence in the morning, and I got off work at roughly 7:05. Sometimes I have to stay a little later, you know. And I guess I can get into this. See, my job is right now I'm overnights at like a juvenile development center, which is kind of before like a juvenile hall type of deal, and you can't leave until the other staff get on the floor, so everyone's being monitored 24/7, right? And it's not like a super, it's to be super nervous about it, but it leads to me getting home at different times, and yeah, like I said, I just watched Lennon's video, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll do this, you know? And first boss fight for Gamma. And that was boss fight for Gamma. But yeah, I kind of felt bad for not putting one out too. The whole time I kind of was. It was like, I don't want people to think this series was just abandoned, though. If there were a series to abandon, it would be this one so far, by far. This has kind of been like my cursed playthrough, you know? So many, like, the last episode I commented in, like, the recording didn't take, or the timing will be off on them, or whatever, because, you know, that kind of happens way more than it should. And there's a big thing in this playthrough that almost made me want to declare it canceled. It's coming up. I won't say exactly what it is, but it's an Amy story, which I think is played right after this one. So we have a couple videos to get through before that happens, but anyway. Let's take a time out of commentary and listen to the stirring speech given by Robotnik. First he flashes the lights to get your attention. But ta-da!
Testing 1, 2, 3. You, the elite egg carrier crew, are here today to hear a very special announcement.
Started a gang called the Egg Carrier Crew.
Behold, it's a tailed frog. Very unique. This frog is absolutely vital.
Absolutely vital. This is where like everyone's oh god, Robotnik's on the drugs again. I need you to go collect me a... Say, I'm an evil scientist. I need you to go collect me a tailed frog. It's extremely vital. Everyone's like, okay, old man. So they're getting a tailed frog. Or rather, I'm getting the tailed frog. The other robots aren't really dick. And no one is freaked out at all by a at least 7 foot tall mechanical monstrosity walking around their fair station square. There's the yawn that was destined to come up in this commentary. We're going back to the fucking Emerald Coast again. I guess you never really sense it when you're playing it, you know? But the repetition of stages is a little... I'm not quite sure what the right word would be for it, but it's a little, I guess, noticeable more in the retrospect, looking back at it kind of thing. But it's fun enough, I suppose. You know, maybe this is just me being a little jaded and like kind of played out in the series. Like I have the excitement for doing the commentary, but I didn't have like the Sonic Adventure like type excitement in me right now, you know, which I usually have for the other games I've did. Strangely enough, like you might not know it. Some of my recordings are a bit they were done already, but some of my recordings might sound a bit monotone, but that's just my voice, I assure you. Anyhow, I guess that would be a tip to anyone who's doing recording or really creative work in general, and flashback with to call here, but if you're gonna do something, here are just a few guidelines. Step 1: carry around a pad and a piece, like a notepad and a pen. Or if you want to be fancy and not carry something like that in your pocket, go ahead and make sure your phone, if you have a smartphone, which a lot of you probably do, has like a notes app on it, and make sure it's a good one. If you're an Android user like me, go to the Google Play Store and look for the top 5 one. If you're Apple, I'm not sure what kind of notepad systems they have, but they can't be bad, you know. And use that. Like I used it to keep track of jokes and stuff for stand-up, and room numbers and schedules for school and all sorts of shit. Have a way to take notes on the fly. Right now I'm actually using like a little... It's cool, like it looks like a little law book, but I use that for my jokes, or joke ideas anyway. I don't really... For set lists, I'll just use any piece of paper. But, that's step 1, or tip 1. Tip 2, if you do get these things, and this is why you have the piece of paper, write it down right away, because you'll lose it. I can't tell you how many times I've lost potentially good, especially like comedy, potentially good lines and kind of like jokes in general, and even like a premise or two that could have gone for 3 to 5 minutes on its own with various jokes in it for just for the fact that I didn't have anything to write it down with. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about Takal and shit. You guys know she's looking to get help to stop chaos. It's pretty plain in every story. It's good, you know, but it's pretty plain. And step 3, and this might be, it's less important than writing down your ideas and stuff right away, is strike while the iron's hot. I can't tell you how many times I've re-recorded commentaries for just simple fact that I wasn't interested while I was doing it. I was doing it out of like a feeling that, oh, I have to do this now and put this out at this certain time. You know what I mean? That's a bad way to do things. Work on your own mind's creative schedule and do it like that. I guess those are all the tips for now, because we're just about out of this fucking flashback section anyway, so good job filling that up, Rowles. That's why they call you Rowles. Maybe I should have trimmed the loading screens down or something, but fuck it. Locked off, what are you gonna do? Anyway, we're bringing the frog back to Robotnik here and see if he approves. See, this is like a 20+ minute video, so I feel like I might have been able to cut it down a little better than that, but if I did, it wouldn't be able to get the story out in as few parts as possible. So it's kind of a slippery slope. It's like, do you want to have fewer parts in your playthrough? So you don't have like a, well, Majora's Mask was 45. So you don't have like a 25 to 50 part playthrough? Because that's good once you've already baited people. Look at all this devastation. But a playlist like that is good when you've already baited people into your product. But to introduce them, I would prefer like a 6 to 8 video playlist, and then they can kind of get a feel of what you do. But counterpoint to that argument is your style might have evolved over it. Like, I look back at, I'm not particularly displeased with anything I've done, but I think Sonic 2 could have been better by far. I think Mega Man X was okay. But maybe the Street Fighters could have been better. Maybe Mortal Kombat. I mean, they all could have been better, real, you know, in the objective term. But it's like, don't get upset with it that you take the part down, though. It's just my thing, you know. Stand by what you did and have pride that it's there. Anyway, all the humor, not humanity. I like how in depth. I mean, I've been kind of talking over it, but really in depth and strong of a character that Gamma is. For only making his appearance in one game, they've given him all the things you need to sympathize with him as a character. That's pretty fucking good. I mean, there are a lot of, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of stories that have a character that, you know, it's like a one-off game that's when you know and you can sympathize with them and like them or not. But it's like, you're taking what is essentially a bit player in the story and you're elevating him to slightly higher status than you would give to a bit player. Like, a lot of people really like Gamma, is what I'm saying. I'm one of them. And here we are, with Amy Rose. It's like they make noise. Don't judge. Bit of a long walking scene there, Sega. Go away! Oh, bitch, it's my... I'm like part owner on the ship. Give me the bird. Alright, fuck off, asshole. Resistance is futile. What are you gonna do? Shoot her in prison? It's not gonna look well. Anyway. Yeah, I think a lot of the different playthroughs I've done at this point, if I could go back and do them again, it would be better. I don't know. That's a kind of a dangerous thought to have, though, because then it's like you want to change your works. It's like maybe someone likes the imperfect version better than what you're... This is basically the whole argument against only having the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition. Maybe people like the imperfections, you know? Because once it's submitted, it's no longer an imperfection. It is a perfect work. It can be not the work you have it done, but it's... I believe that once you submit an artistic piece, you can't go back and then be, oh, edit, you know, it's locked off, it's done. You're presenting it as is for the masses to judge as they will. And that's why I'm never going back to be like, let me try this series again, you know? Run, bitch, run for your life. And also, as I'm looking at the counter here as I'm recording, this is why I feel like without somebody else to bounce off ideas like Lennon and Majora's Mask or whatever, I should try to keep them under like 18 minutes. That's about my limit. And not that I think that things get really bad, but it's like I've got a solid 18 minutes of commentary that I can do. And after that, I don't know. We're gonna go the whole time with it, though. There's really nothing to edit out. It's just... Well, this is a Sonic fight. I guess I could cut that out, but... That's important. It's an important part of his character arc, I suppose. It's like Randy Newman. I'm not going to sing a Randy Newman song. Even though some people got no reason. Some people got no reason. He kind of sounds like my version of John Travolta too. Like, oh my God, it's John Travolta. It's everybody's John Travolta impression though. Some people got like no reason to live. Some people got no... Okay. I'm just kind of buying for time as I'm going to the wrong room on screen. Yep. It's gonna be a good video, I can tell already. I can tell as it's almost over that it will be good. That's the nice thing about like LPs and stuff, or like the way I'm doing them anyway. Not a lot of post-production. That can also be a third yawn, a drawback, but when I'm gonna go big, I'll go big. You know, this is just a nuts and bolts kind of entertainment. These videos have kind of become my platform since I don't podcast really anymore, unfortunately. I'd like to get back into podcasting. But it's kind of like I'm too anxious to get my opinions heard. I'm a little bit of an overbearing person with communication, and it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's kind of fun to be like, hey, what's your take on this, you know? Kind of like demand an answer from somebody. So this kind of gives me an audience to just kind of speak to off the cuff. And that's cool. And fight with Sonic fucking Hedgehog commences. Loading. Loading. That was my impression of a dial-up connection as he dies. Hey kids, remember dial-up? Your computer had to call the internet? or something? I don't really know how it worked. We got all this fancy like streaming DSL and straight connections and you know all this but oh, back then your computer was a phone and it dialed another phone and through that you got to AOL. Good times. Except they weren't good times, they were fucking awful.
Amy?
Shoot through her! You'll probably make it on the second bullet. Oh, he fires energy, doesn't he? That might be a bit of a problem.
Wait, remember me?
But yeah, dial-up sucked. That's the point of that, man. That's yawn number 4, ladies and gentlemen. It's just fun to me now. Fuck it.
Amy!
But she knows he's not an evil sort. I guess Amy's from the fucking 1930s. It's gonna be keen! God, I love that he has that badge on that has absolutely no connection to him. It's like... This game says fuck physics. Right there, the floater has no connection. The floater? The hovering device has no connection to gamma either. That was Yawn 5 parlayed into a sound effect. Because that's how computers work. Just like that. Everybody, I'll see you in the next part of this video. I promise it'll come sooner than months.